Alright, and welcome to my review for Marvel and Netflix Iron Fist. Now, there was some controversy following this, the production of this series. Because, it just came out at a time, right now, in a time period in the world where this is something that people are very paying attention to, and they're really being harsh on, and, well, I wouldn't want to say harsh, but they're being assertive about things like this. But this has source material. This is all coming from source material. It's not like they just made this up. Hey, we're making a show called Iron Fist, and it's going to start being a new comic, and it's this white guy who goes to, the Orient, and he learns all these Asian type of fighting techniques. He becomes the best in the world at it, and he comes back to America. You got to remember that's what it is. He's from America, and he goes there. He gets trapped there. And yes, he does become the best, and he comes back to America. This was made in the 70s. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell the writers and them was thinking. Maybe they thought we can't sell an Asian car. I don't know. But I made another video about that. All you gotta do is type in Gallon Sector, Finn Jones, or Gallon Sector, whitewashing in Hollywood. The video's up there. I would say some stuff in that video different. At this point in time, I thought about it a little bit more. But it's up. I don't want to talk about it. This comes from source material. And I'm not going to be too hard when they're following source material, no matter how bad it was done back in the day. You know what I mean? But there was an opportunity where they could have took an opportunity. I don't think too many people would have been upset if he was like, half Asian or completely Asian. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I also made a video about, Asian leads in Hollywood. There's not enough. Look that up too. But back to my review for Iron Fist, the series. I enjoyed the film. Series. I enjoyed it. I would have to say it does suffer from what a lot of these Netflix shows have been suffering from, especially the Marvel Netflix ones, being too long, too many episodes. It feels like you gotta fill stuff in. 13 episodes. The Punisher's 8. Stranger Things was 8, and it felt that was a good pace. And it didn't feel like sometimes you were sitting there watching like, whoa, I got 4 more episodes left or 5 more episodes. No, I think they could have cut some stuff out. Because my biggest gripe about this series is the Merchant family. Some of Danny's friends who were the son and daughter of his father's best friend, Harold Merchant. The Merchant family, they focused on them a lot. They were running and ran enterprises when Danny came back, and he was trying to prove who he is to them, and they didn't believe it, whatever. But they focused on them so much. They're in every episode, and they get significant time. Now, the 2 actors that played Joy Merchant and Ward Merchant, they were good. Their acting was good. But it was a lot. They focused so much on Ward's substance abuse, what he had to deal with his father, lies and secrets he had to keep. He ends up in a mental institution at one point. I don't want to give too many spoilers away or anything like that. This is going to be minimum spoilers. But it was just like, geez, there was moments where they're dealing with the Merchant family, and I was like, okay, can we get back to Danny? Can I see some flashbacks? Show me Kung Lung. Show me some training or something like that. It's another thing. I wish that it had more flashbacks. I'm a sucker for flashbacks. I love flashbacks. It's like you're getting 2 stories in one. So I love them. Throw a lot of them in there. I don't care. That never bothers me. But I would have liked to see like a lot more of Kung Lung. I wanted to see more training of what he had to go through as a kid coming up. I don't think we saw enough of that. But I still enjoyed the whole series as a whole. Finn Jones, I thought, did okay. I think everybody expected something different from Danny Rand. When he's Iron Fist, he's fighting and stuff, and the whole mythology behind what he is and mystical elements. That was fine. But I think the way Finn Jones portrayed Danny Rand, I guess everybody expected more of a man. And he seems very young in this, and he even seems naive, sometimes childlike, childish. And I don't know if that's what everybody was expecting. I guess they wanted him to come through with all this certainty and a certain attitude about him, being very stern or aggressive. I don't know. They even addressed in this, I saw somebody's review, and they were talking about he didn't act very monk-like. He didn't act like any monks that they've seen in other forms of media. But it gets addressed in here because Madame Guau, the old woman who was in charge of the hand in Daredevil, she said something to him in one of these episodes where you're different than most of the people I remember from Kung Lung, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they addressed that a little bit. But I enjoyed the series, the choreography. First, let me get into Jessica Henwick. Jessica Henwick, yeah, I think it's Henwick. I pronounced her name wrong. Plays Colleen Wing in this. And she did a fantastic job. I think a lot of us remember Jessica from Game of Thrones. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, she was one of the Sand Snakes. gorgeous woman, and I got a new crush. But she did fantastic in this, and her acting and portraying the character. Also, her sword fighting choreography was good. I liked that a lot. Now let me get back to the fight choreography with Danny Rand and as the Iron Fist. It wasn't up to the standards that I expected for something to be kung fu heavy, and it's gonna be, it was. I think as the series goes on, the choreography gets better. I don't know if they shot this in order, chronological order, and you could see the progression of Finn Jones getting better and as he prepared for this role. But the choreography definitely gets better later on in the series. It gets better as it goes on. He does some pretty cool things. And I think what works the best is anytime it was a close-up shot and they did the jump cut edits of the fighting, it looked fantastic. But when it was, a wide shot and it was Finn Jones doing the fighting, it seemed kind of below what the standards. It wasn't like Badlands or, there was some pretty good, we get spoiled with some really good fight scenes in movies and television nowadays. So, if you don't have top notch, it seems almost amateur at times, but other times it was sweet. I don't care. I still enjoyed it. The story. I'm big on story, and there's a lot of story in this. So I think it could have used a little bit more action. I would have relied. I think if you cut the whole Merchant story and all their involvement in half, I think we would have cared about the characters and would have got into them just the same amount as we did when the series ended. I just think it was too much. Focus on the Merchants too much. Like, you shouldn't be watching a series when it's about a character, Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, and saying we gotta get back to him. I don't think anybody was like, go back to the Merchants. Although both of them did great acting. The guys who play Ward Merchant and also Joy Merchant, the actress that played her, they did great. And their father, Harold Merchant, I forgot the actor's name. I forgot his name, but he was good. Everything he was in, it was good. He made me laugh a couple of times, but he was cool. He did great. So the Hand was mentioned. They had a lot of things that connect this to the other Netflix shows. Of course, Rosario Dawson was in this. Her actor, her character Claire comes back, and Rosario can act every scene she's in. I don't care what she had to do, what range of emotion she had to hit, how long she was in it. It just felt so authentic. When that woman acts, you just believe she is the character, and she's fantastic. I'm glad she was in this though. But there's a lot of things that connected this to the other shows, and Carrie-Anne Moss came in. They did what they were supposed to do. Easter eggs and all that. They did what they were supposed to do. But I enjoyed it. If I had to rate it out of 5 stars, I would give it 3.5 out of 5. There was a lot of room for improvement. I still enjoyed it. Like I said, it was okay. It's not my favorite. I think I might like Jessica Jones a little bit more. Or maybe I just like this about the same. I enjoyed Jessica Jones. A lot of people felt like a lot of it was boring. No, the story elements in that. I enjoyed the relationship stuff between her and Luke Cage. And I enjoyed this. I think Finn Jones did a good job. It probably was a different take on what people expected Danny Rand to be like. I think everybody did a solid job, and I really enjoyed the series. I can't wait for the Defenders. I think that's going to be a lot different. I'm pretty sure it's only 8 episodes to like The Punisher, so shouldn't feel like there's too many filler episodes. But also, since you have all these characters, they're going to focus on the relationship between them for more than anything, I believe. So we're not going to have side characters taking up too much screen time. Anyway, that's my review of Iron Fist. Netflix and Marvel's is doing a great job. I think so. I didn't expect every season of their shows to be a home run hit and knock it out the park. People gonna have their problems, but I enjoyed it for what it is, and I can't wait to see more. I'm waiting for the Defenders. And that's my review. So like the video if you like the video, share it and subscribe, and come back next time.